1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's number 6. Hi. Hi. Oh, goodness. Come here. Welcome back, casual gardeners. There are a lot of things that can go wrong with mail order chicks. So why did I get them? And how can we minimize the possibility of terrible, terrible drama? And perhaps most importantly, how did I get so many things wrong and still manage to wind up with 0% mortality in my little girls? It is better to get your chicks locally than it is to get them by mail order in almost every case. Shipping is always traumatic for animals, and especially for baby animals that can't regulate their internal temperatures yet. So whenever possible, I say don't mail order your chicks. But there are some reasons you may choose to do so anyway. Maybe you want a specific breed of chick that's not available locally. Maybe you don't trust your local vendor. Maybe you don't have or can't find a local vendor. Those are all really perfectly good reasons to do mail order chicks. In my case, I did it because I wanted a type of chick that I couldn't find locally. I wanted Easter eggers. They're easy to tell apart. And I know for a fact that I'm going to be the kind of chicken daddy that wants to name all his girls and tell them apart easily. So because Easter eggers are a hybrid of two different breeds, you get a lot of individual variation in the chicks that you buy. Reason number 2 is it just tickled me to think about having a variety of different colors of eggs. I've always just found that variously colored eggs are just really beautiful. And I like that it's a surprise, that I don't know what color they're going to be until they get laid. So this little girl, for example, I don't know what her eggs are going to look like yet, but I'm excited to find out. Easter eggers were not available locally, so I had to order them by mail. I used the Cackle Hatchery, not a sponsor, because they had a really great assortment of chicks that were available, including Easter eggers. And they had a really great frequently asked questions section online, and they had really great reviews. So they seemed like a pretty safe place for me to get my mail order chicks. And that brings up the first point. If you're thinking of getting mail order chicks, go with a reliable hatchery. Do they offer a shipping guarantee? Do they offer vaccinated poultry? However you may feel about vaccines personally, you're better off if your poultry comes vaccinated. Are they NPIP certified? And don't ask me what that stands for. It's an acronym that means that they are practicing humane husbandry methods and making sure that they're sending out healthy, safe poultry. And also, how is their customer service? Do you feel like if there's a problem, they're going to address it to your satisfaction? It's good to research a hatchery before you commit to buying from them, because I spent $80 for 4 chicks from Cackle Hatchery. And if you've been pricing chicks locally, you know that's quite a bit more. Another thing you may want to consider is timing. Packages get exposed to the elements during shipping. A lot of mail trucks and even airplane cargo holds are not exactly climate controlled. And your little chicks, they're not going to be able to regulate their internal temperature during shipping. So ordering in the spring or the fall, when temperatures are a little bit closer to a happy medium, might help reduce stress on your chicks, says the guy who had his chicks delivered at the end of July or beginning of August when things are at their hottest. Gosh, I lucked out. A lot of hatcheries are going to have minimum orders for mail order chicks. And that's going to depend a lot on their business model and the season in which they're going to be shipping the chicks. During cooler weather, they might have a higher minimum order so they can help keep each other warm during shipping. Just for example, I think the minimum order when I ordered my girls was 3, which makes sense because it was, summer. Another thing to keep in mind is that you should expect to pay quite a bit for shipping. They are live freight. These little girls are alive and need to have expedited shipping so that they don't die of cold or heat or thirst or hunger on their way to you. So expect to pay accordingly. Your chicks are usually going to ship via USPS expedited shipping, and you can expect to pick them up at the post office. Don't do what I do and walk in saying, "Hey, I'm here to pick up chicks," because it sounds creepy. Make sure when you order that you have included a good phone number with your order so that you can get a call when your chicks arrive. The longer they wait for you at the post office, the worse your outcome is going to be. A good hatchery is going to give you a pretty decent estimate in terms of expected arrival of your chicks. My girls came a day earlier than I expected, and I think that worked out for the best. For the best possible outcome, adjust your schedule so that you've got a day's wiggle room on either end of your expected arrival date, at least. That's a good jump. Good jump. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, hi. Hello. Yes. Oh, so much fun. So much fun. Are you the star of my video? Are you the star of my video? She's my favorite. I don't have any favorites, but it's her. Huh. Because you're nuts. I was surprised when I opened up the box to see how many live chicks were in it, and I didn't see any food or water. But I mean, seriously, how would that even work? If your hatchery does vent sexing, there's about a 90% accuracy. So that means there's a 90% chance that each of your little baby girls is actually a girl. And that's going to be true unless you ordered unsexed chicks or a mix of chicks. I just want egg layers. I do not want a rooster because I'm an urban homesteader. So it's important to me that none of my girls not be girls. Now, because I got 6 chicks, there is actually a 47% probability, so that's practically a coin toss, that one of them is going to turn out to be a rooster. And I dread that discovery because I've bonded with all of them, and I don't think I could handle it if, especially she was a he. So to do that math, you take 90% times 90% times 90% times 90% times 90% times 90%, and then you subtract that number, which was 53%, from 100 to get the probability that one of them's a boy, which is 47%. You're going to get the same accuracy in terms of sexing buying locally as well. So don't expect to know for sure until your chicks are about 8 to 10 weeks old, which is pretty quick, honestly. Your brooder needs to be ready when your chicks arrive. Ideally, you want to have it set up and warmed up when you roll up with your new baby girls. Make sure you have feed and water ready to go. You're going to want to have an appropriate heat source. Whether you go the way I did with a brooder plate or you go the more traditional route with a heat lamp, you want to have it set up and warmed up. Electrolytes are going to be a plus because they're going to ship without that water, and electrolytes might help them hydrate after shipping. On arrival, your chicks might not recognize their water source. So ideally, you should grab them by the cute little head and dip their beaks in the water so they're like, ah, there's wetness here, and they can start drinking right away, ideally. For the first couple days, you're going to want to keep a close eye on your girls because there are a number of problems that can crop up. For example, you're going to want to watch for pasty butt, which is a thing apparently. Wow. Wow. You monsters. No pasty butt here. No pasty butt here, huh? You like being high up, don't you? Yes, you do. See, this is why people get salmonella from kissing their chicks, isn't it? Because you look so sweet. You look so sweet. You can carry salmonella. Yeah. Oh, are you jealous? Well, you can come on up. There's plenty of room on my arm. Nope. You're the bravest. You're the bravest. That's why you're my favorite. You better not be a rooster. Nope. Oh. So pasty butt is dried feces blocking the vent. It can be caused by temperature stress or dietary issues. Wow, you're getting really brave. And your chicks are going to be dealing with both of those things after shipping. Pasty butt is pretty easy to treat, but if it goes unnoticed and untreated, it can be deadly for your chicks. You're going to want to watch for lethargy, dehydration, and signs of shipping injury. If your chicks are the right temperature, they should be active little monsters. Provide a low stress environment for your chicks, especially during the first couple days after shipping. And that includes nothing overhead, because chickens are prey animals and a lot of their predators attack from above. I'm thinking like eagles and hawks and stuff. So they are going to be instinctively terrified of anything looming over them, including you. So let's make things personal and talk about everything I did wrong, because I did a few things wrong when I received my chicks in the mail. So I didn't know you were supposed to dip their beaks in the water to make sure that they knew that's what their water source was. I just kind of slapped down some cool water, and I just assumed they would discover it. They did, luckily, but it would have been better if I'd helped make sure they knew what it was. Mommy chickens have a body temperature of 105 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty toasty. That means no matter what, your chicks are arriving cooler than they ought to be. I should have provided warm water to help them keep from getting chilled after being introduced to my little brooder bathtub, and I did not. I provided cold water. My brooder wasn't set up when they arrived. Partially this was just because they arrived early and I wasn't ready. Are you discovering your water? Please do. But also it's just because I didn't know any better. My brooder plate wasn't even preheated when I put them in the bathtub. I'm sorry, they're very distracting and cute. So how did everybody survive the shipping process despite the fact that I clearly had no idea what I was doing? Well, first of all, I think I benefited from the fact that they shipped a day faster than I expected. That was a day less of dehydration, hunger, and shipping stress. Secondly, and most importantly, is I just got lucky. All of these rules I'm talking about are just here to improve the odds and help our luck. They're not there because your chicks will surely die if you don't do them. They're just there to increase the likelihood that everyone will be okay. Luckily for me, life is not black and white, and sometimes we're able to mess up without having to deal with the consequences of having messed up. Keep in mind that long ago, before humans discovered how awesome chickens are, they were wild animals. If you look at a jungle fowl from the Asian archipelago, you'll see that their chickens are not that much different than what they used to be when they were wild. But I still wish I'd done better research before I got my little girls. I feel very lucky that everyone's okay and that everyone got through the shipping process and that most of them seem willing to be the pet chickens I want and not just obnoxious little egg-laying machines. But there's always going to be a little niggling guilt in the back of my mind. Just this thought that I could have been a better chicken daddy if I'd just had a few more of the facts before I got my girls. And hopefully this video is going to help you avoid that. So if there's anything important I missed, let me know in the comments so that we can better help whoever the heck decides to watch this mess of a video, because I'm so distracted by these cute little fluff balls. Or you can let me know in the comments if you agree that my little girls are the cutest little girls in the whole wide world, because I think so. Like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're into chickens or gardening, and consider joining my channel. That'll give me more time to make more of these videos, and maybe we can just watch my girls grow up together. It's gonna happen surprisingly fast. They're already like 4 times bigger than they were when I got them. As always, thank you so much for joining me here in my garden, and I hope you have a wonderful time in your own.